So we come to the 14th move of the 18 form sequence, Qigong sequence, and that's added onto the 8 brocades movements. Again, don't get too caught up in the form. Again, this is like the 22nd move, this whole sequence. Lovely, but again, don't worry about that. You can do these singly or in order, whatever you like. Again, we're going with the hypno yoga Pilates setup, okay, and we're just taking the Qigong motions really. Again, it's breath synchronized motion, like vinyasa if you like, breath synchronized motion. But again, this one's called the charging fist. You see this in a lot of forms. Again, it's 14 of the 18 form Qigong sequence. So again, it's just basically like a sort of reverse punch here. Again, you can go into horse riding stance and do it. Generally in the traditional forms, these are linked to different organs of the body. Again, this one within the traditional forms is believed to help the bladder, bowels, pericardium and the stomach. Again, generally with the breathing to the belly button like a balloon, as it were, you will massage all the internal organs. So that's the theme with a lot of traditional stuff. If you're breathing anyway, it will be benefiting every single organ, cell, sinew of the body. So don't get too caught up down that line. I've done that more in traditional form sequences. We're going to go down this line. So I digress. We go straight on to our Pilates setup. We're going to zip up pelvic floor, scoop out your abdominals, take the navel towards the spine, and that will naturally help you breathe into these fish gills, 3D style, up into these lower lobes of lungs, anywhere but the stomach. And that helps us use our powerhouse, our girdle strength, our transverse abdominis, our corset muscle, 3 layers deep, just all segmentally stabilising the spine. Okay, sometimes a bit like an amnesia, we don't know these muscles are there, we can't use them in the correct fashion. Even though they're there, we can use them in a correct fashion. Okay, so again, if you go with that now, zip up pelvic floor and scoop out your abdominals, take the navel towards the spine, and just feel that breath coming in low and deep here to these fish gills, to these lower lobes of lungs. Lovely. That's basically Pilates breathing. We're going to change a little bit and make it slightly more yogic. As we do that, as we zip up pelvic floor right now and scoop out your abdominals, you're going to breathe in and out through the nose rather than exhaling through pursed lips, which is the traditional Pilates manner. Okay, and that's going to help us lengthen the breath because of the smaller filter through the nose rather than the mouth. It's going to help us lengthen the breath even longer. Okay, it's nice sort of filtering, cleansing yogic breath. Okay, so simple at the moment, just zip up pelvic floor, scoop out your abdominals. That will naturally make the breath go anywhere but the stomach and throw on that corset muscle and breathe in and out through the nose. So when you do that now, you'll feel naturally the out breath wants to fall longer than the in breath. Okay, so allow that to happen. Okay, allow the out breath to go longer than the in breath. And then consciously elongate the out breath. So again, quadruple it, double it, triple it, whatever's in your limits. Don't force anything. Okay, just make the out breath longer than the in breath. Now we're bringing our sort of hypnotic effects, as in the in breath's conscious thought, the out breath's subconscious thought. So that simplicity will benefit the housekeeping parts of the body, all the things you don't think about, digestion, sleep, digestion, rest, organ and cellular communication will all be benefited as you do that now, as you lengthen the out breath longer than the in breath, as you're zipping up pelvic floor, scooping out your abdominals, in and out through the nose. Lovely. And you will naturally tap into spaces at the end and the beginning of the breath, even just for a microsecond. That will naturally happen. But again, just allow that to happen. All we have to do is zip up pelvic floor and scoop out your abdominals and allow the out breath to go longer than the in breath, in and out through the nose. This will all happen naturally in a chain reaction. So again, you can stick with that. If you want to make that a little bit more advanced on the yogic breath, we're going to go to Ujjayi breath. We're going to grip the esophagus, okay, make that smaller. And as we breathe in, you'll hear this sound. That sort of Darth Vader breath. It's a bit like going with the mouth shut. It's like a sighing, whistling, focusing, Ujjayi breath, victorious breath in Sanskrit, seashore breath. Okay, that will give the mind something to focus on within the motion, within the form, in a sort of vinyasa type manner. Breath synchronized motion in Sanskrit, vinyasa. Okay, when we do link this to motion. But again, that will also help us lengthen the breath, especially the out breath longer than the in breath. Even longer without even trying, or try not to try. As you do that now, this Ujjayi breath, if you can get it, don't worry, carry on with the breathing. This raspy sound from the back of the throat will stimulate the thyroid gland, which helps with weight control, etc. Helps us build the heat in the body, helps us fan the fire to burn all the toxins in the body. Okay, again, you don't have to know this. This will naturally happen. Okay, so zip up pelvic floor, scoop out your abdominals, and just elongate that out breath. In and out through the nose. If you can get that Ujjayi breath, it's up. And again, focus in breath. Give the mind something to focus on within the form. Sometimes you'll do this naturally, this breathing you're doing now, when you're sort of trying to focus on a fine motor skill, maybe sort of threading a needle through something, or you know, could be sort of banging a nail on something. You'll make that sort of sighing breath naturally. Again, if you can't get that, don't worry, just stick to breathing. The fact that you're breathing is good right now. As you zip up pelvic floor, scoop out your abdominals, be within the breath, within that elongated out breath. Lovely. That's the bridge between the mind and the body. As you do that, that's our gauge to see how deeply relaxed into all these motions we can go as we elongate the out breath longer than the in breath. So with that, we go for the charging fist. Again, I'm just going to demonstrate the hands, then go back and demonstrate the legs. So again, from here, it's in the hands here or here, doesn't really matter. Again, there's supinated here, shoulders down. Keep the tension out these upper traps. Again, a lot of us are overactive here. So again, we don't want to encourage that, we encourage the opposite. So we allow these lower traps to pull our shoulders down naturally. Now again, we're going to exhale and pronate the fist here. And breathing, come back. Simple as that. Just like a punch and breathing, coming back. The base of the cranium is nice and still. It's just these levers moving. We're going to elongate the out breath as we come out for as long as you like. And breathing, come back. We're a little bit sharper with the breath. Make the out breath longer than the in breath within the motion. Then breathing, come back. So from there, as with all Qigong postures or any sort of body system, only go in as deep as you like. Again, you want to go deeper, you can go deeper or stand up tall. If you've got problems with the knees, stay up tall, or you can go down as low as you keep your knees and arm and toes, or less. Okay, exploit the range. Okay, if again you can go knees and arm and toes, or come down tailbone deep, a little bit deeper. But I personally would go knees and arm and toes. I want to stick to the sort of Iyengar yoga principles, alignment. Okay, again, there's two subjects on that, but I'm going to go down the safe, old school way, the Iyengar, knees and arm and toes. Okay, alignment. Okay, so again, we're going to go back and demonstrate. Zip up pelvic floor, scoop out your abdominals, shoulders over hips, hand over shoulders. Again, you can come feet slightly wider than hip width apart, or if you want to go a little bit deeper, you can go here. Now again, horse riding stance, marble, so a slight V, not Charlie Chaplin. Okay, slight V here, and again, you can either start high and do that, or you can come down here, but no lower than knees and arm and toes. So from here, exhaling long, then breathing in sharp as you lengthen up from the ground. These are organic, they're coming up from the ground. Exhaling down, breathing in, coming up, lengthen up for the crown, zip up pelvic floor, scoop out abdominals. It's come up a bit sharper, exhale down. Breathe in, come back. Again, you take these 2 knuckles in line with the sternum. I'll keep them below shoulders. There's no temptation to do this. So exhale out. Imagine the sternum, the breastbone there in the centre, these 2 knuckles. Then breathe in, come back. Again, exhale. Breathe in, come back up. Push up for the heels. These are organic. It's exhale, breathe in, come back up. I wouldn't lock out the joints, so I'd keep them slightly soft, just shy of locking out the top. Exhaling down for as long as you like. Breathing in, coming back. And again, I'll do the breath so you can hear it. So again, it's lovely. Again, keep the tension at the shoulders. Even imagine there's a trickle of water just running down the back and dispersing around the shoulders over hips, head over shoulders. That lovely soft feel between the shoulder blades. And again, just lengthen up for the crown. As there's a puppet string, a hook, a brace on your head, putting your head up towards the ceiling. Okay, just lengthen up for the crown. Lovely. So that was number 14. Of the 18 form Qigong sequence. Number 22, so we've got the 8 added on from the 8 brocades. Again, so the next one is the Wild Goose again, but that was number 22. Lovely, bang.